Hi, this is Christine Magturo and I'm going to discuss to you the SWOT analysis of FEU Diliman. Under the strength, we have number 1 is brand name. Before, it was known as FEU Fern College. However, last year, it has changed into FEU Diliman because of the streamlining alignment coming from the main campus in Moray. Second is the campus and facilities. The school environment is conducive for learning. It maintains a green environment. In addition, the facilities are up to date of the state-of-the-art football field, the gymnasium, and an ample-sized classroom with an installed projectors and blackboards. Next, good customer service. In FEU Diliman, administrators, staff, and faculty members are well acquainted with the needs of the students, both academically and morally. So the students are influenced with courtesy and friendliness as exemplified by the teachers and admin staff. Next is supportive management. The management is extremely supportive with regards to the financial and logistic needs of all FEU Diliman stakeholders. Next is dedicated, flexible, committed, and multitask employees. Efficient handling of financial resources, wherein the management is very good and very efficient in terms of the school academic and non-academic programs. Next is the industry-related career advancement programs, wherein graduating students undergo the Advanced English Pre-Employment Training, or what we know as the ADEP program, that develop the BPO workforce English proficiency skills. For IT students, they are required to take TESTA certification in their second year program. Next is academic intervention programs, wherein these have the pre-college math program for the first year students here in FEU Diliman. Next is in place LMS integrations, wherein students experience full engagement in various online and e-learning tools. Next, faculty members have relevant industry and educational experience. The FEU Diliman curriculum is based in K-12, and for tertiary, it is an industry-based curriculum. Next, FEU Diliman has a complete education system from basic to bachelor's degree, and FEU Diliman offers different scholarship programs such as the entrance scholarship, family discount, athletic scholarship, entrance merit, and presidential decree 577 program. Next, in the SWOT analysis, I'm going to give you the weakness of FEU Diliman. In their list, we have school accessibilities. There are very few transportation options, and usually the transportation fare is costly than the usual, amounting of the tricycle fee to 50 pesos. Next is lack of awareness of the existence of the school. FEU Diliman is located inside Mapayapa Village 3 in Diliman, Quezon City, so therefore there is a lack of physical visibility than the results to lack of or no brand recall. Next on the list is lack of maintenance personnel. The organizational structures of the admin and teaching is very slim and skeletal, resulting to extreme multitasking of the entire workforce. Next, lack of space. Due to the senior high school enrollment, there is a shortage of classrooms and other facilities. Next on the list is slow internet connection. With the increase of the students, the demand of the use of the e-learning tools increase as well. Thus, the available bandwidth has difficulty accommodating all the internet connection needs of both students and employees. Next on the list is the industry linkages. There are very few signed and implementing MOAs or Memorandum of Agreements with their partners accompanied from different industries. Next on the list is lack of regular full-time faculty, both in the basic and in tertiary. The number of employees who are willing to work full-time are not sufficient to address the number of students because of the non-competitive compensation. Tracking connections and communication with FEU Diliman graduates. With this one, there is no active office and personnel that solely focuses on tracking and continuously engaging with the FEU Diliman alumni. Next on the list is they have the strong research but poor execution. Next is not all policies and procedures are in place. They have 2 libraries wherein the other library is shared by the grade school and the junior high school, while the other library is shared with the senior high school and tertiary students. Next is opportunities of FEU Diliman. 1. Building new facilities to accommodate the incoming students for the senior high school and tertiary. Next, big population of Quezon City, marketing strategies, K-12 programs, PACOCOA and PAASCO accreditation, FEU Diliman stakeholders, wherein engage and partner with other FEU school, students, parent, alumni, international professional institution, and non-government agencies. Growth of BPO industry, ISO quality management system, knowledge management system, such as the DMS or decision support system. Lots of room for growth and improvement in terms of campus area. ASEAN integration, wherein more programs offerings, graduates for international programs, professional certificates such as CCNA, CPA, or Oracle. And last, e-learning training and teaching. And last, I'm going to discuss to you is the threats of FEU Diliman. Here are some of the few in the list. One is the competition from nearby schools, or there will be a new schools arising. Competitors offering programs with more affordable rates, competitive employee rates, compliance to DepEd and CHED memo, accreditation. Although FEU Diliman is recognized as an institution, it is still in initial phase towards the accreditation. Next is high tuition fee compared to other school nearby. TODA Association against the shuttle service of FEU Diliman. Fraternity group. Now, according to a research study from a group of psychology students in Our Lady of Fatima University, they say that FEU Diliman is one of the schools in the North Quezon City area that has a quite number of students, mostly males, who are members of fraternities. However, in FEU Diliman, their presence could hardly be felt. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Joyce Villanueva and I will be reporting about the PEST analysis of FEU Diliman. PEST stands for Political, Economical, Sociocultural, and Technological Factors that might affect the company. The PEST analysis contains factors that are external to the company, therefore, these are the factors that the company has no control over. And the company can use this PEST analysis in order to be proactive and not reactive for the possible changes that might happen in the external environment of the company. So first is the political analysis. So for FEU Diliman, I've included here 5 points for the political analysis. So number 1 is the implementation of K-12 curriculum for the whole country. This has greatly affected the operations of the school. For the implementation of K-12 curriculum, it has been mandated by the law that the K-12 curriculum, specifically for the grades 11 and 12, will be starting this 2016 to 2017 school year. And in line with this one is the new implementation of the new memorandum of DepEd in line with the K-12 curriculum starting from kinder to grade 12. So this DepEd memo is stated in memo number 8, and with this change also affected the whole operation of the school because the school does not have grade 11 and 12 yet. So therefore, there's a need to be proactive in adjusting the whole FEU Diliman system in order to attend to this kind of change. So number 2 is the new DepEd and SHED memorandum in line with K-12 implementation. Of course, if there is a new curriculum from kinder to grade 12, there will also be new curriculum for the college. So, for the implementation of K-12, starting school year 2016, 2017, and 2018 to 2019, there will be no freshmen enrolled in FU Diliman because supposedly the grade 11 students are the first year. So there will be 2 years that is considered window time for the tertiary department for them to be able to create the new curriculum for the college in line with the K-12 implementation. So there's a new DepEd memo. There will also be new SHED memorandums for each programs that are offered by FU Diliman. And FU Diliman is offering 5 programs. So therefore there will be major changes, major revisions when it comes to the curriculum of tertiary department of FU Diliman, because of this political factor. So number 3 is the regulation for salary of public school teachers. In line also with the K-12 implementation, there is a mandate that the salary of public school teachers is already regulated and will be higher as compared to their salary before. And this will greatly affect FU Diliman, since FU Diliman is a private institution, it's a foundation, therefore it does not really earn that much money as compared to the other private schools and as compared to the other FEU schools. So there's really a major effect on FEU Diliman when it comes to the regulation of salary of public school teachers, because public schools will offer higher salary as compared to FEU Diliman, this will greatly affect the type of teachers that FEU Diliman will be able to hire. Next is the 2016 elections. With the 2016 elections, this is also a major political factor that can affect the school or the institution, because in the new 2016 elections, new set of senators, new set of starting from the president to the lowest rank, are elected in their respective positions. There's already new set of lawmakers, and they also have their own agendas which are different from the previous administration. So whenever there are new laws, especially laws that are related to education, this will greatly affect the FEU Diliman operations. And lastly is the tax rate. So for the tax rate, FEU Diliman is a foundation, so the tax rate is different as compared to the other FEU systems. And also, whenever there are new laws also that are mandated when it comes to tax rates, this will also greatly affect the income of FEU Diliman, since FEU Diliman does not really earn that much from its tuition fees. So next is the economical factors of FEU Diliman. I've included here 4 points for the economical factors. Number 1 point is the low tuition fee of K-12 schools, such as Apex schools. FEU Diliman High School, the tuition fee of FEU Diliman High School starting from grade 7 to grade 12 is not really that low as compared to the other high schools. So whenever there are low tuition fee schools that will spring around the vicinity of FEU Diliman, this will greatly affect the number of enrollment that FEU Diliman will have for a particular school year. So with the implementation of K-12, there are a lot of Apex schools that have sprung around Metro Manila, and Apex schools offer very low tuition fee for K-12 level. So therefore, FEU Diliman will be greatly affected by it. because some students might prefer to go, or some parents rather might prefer to take their children to Apex schools because it has lower tuition fee. And also, in addition, since K to 12 is a new program, FU Diliman still does not have a name for it. Um, FU Diliman does not have yet haven't yet proven itself to be a quality K to 12 school. So it will be very, very hard for FU Diliman to compete with low tuition fee schools. Next is FU schools being each other's competition. There are not only FU Diliman, there are a lot of FU schools within the FU system. There's FU Manila, or the FU Moraita. There's also the FU Tech. The FU Tech is the East Asia school before. And then there's also FU Cavite. And there's FU NRMF, which is located very close to FU Diliman. So, college students and even high school students might prefer other FU schools than FU Diliman, which can greatly affect the enrollment of FU Diliman. So, even though these FU schools are they belong to the same FU system, they can be each other's competition as well, especially FU NRMF versus FU Diliman, because they are closely located to each other. Next point is other colleges within North QC area. Other colleges within North Quezon City area can be the competition of FU Diliman. So, whenever there are schools that will spring around the vicinity of FU Diliman, those are already considered competition. And the higher the number of colleges that are located in North QC area, the higher competition there will be for FU Diliman. So, FU Diliman should have strategies on how to compete with these schools. And lastly, for economical, are the feeder schools. Feeder schools of FU Diliman means these are the grade school or high schools that provides enrollment for FU Diliman. So, for tertiary level, the feeder schools are the high schools around the vicinity of FU Diliman. For high school students, its feeder schools are the grade schools. So, the feeder schools of FU Diliman came from a wide range of location, from Bulacan to Quezon City, even in Manila. So, there's a great effect on the operations of FU Diliman, also when it comes to its marketing, to know where the feeder schools are located. Third, for the PEST analysis is the social-cultural analysis. I have 3 points for this part. So, number one factor that can affect the social-cultural of FU Diliman is the location of FU Diliman. FU Diliman is situated inside Mapayapa Village, and Mapayapa Village is a very, very rich village. There are a lot of rich families that resides in Mapayapa Village. Also, FU Diliman is beside Ferndale Village, which is also a rich village. But outside these villages are somewhat not so we can say that not so rich communities. So the location of FU Diliman can be a socio-cultural factor, because with location, we will know which type of students can enroll in FU Diliman, what are their demographics, and what are their lifestyles, and so on and so forth. Next is lifestyle changes of students. Students nowadays are very different from students before, especially with the millennials. So millennials have very different way of lifestyle as compared to our lifestyles before. And the school need to adjust on how to deliver the topics to these type of students, which are very different from what the teachers are used to. So this can be a great factor in the operations of FU Diliman. And lastly are the demographics of feeder schools. Aside from the location of FU Diliman, the feeder schools can also determine which demographics of the students of FU Diliman. So some feeder schools can provide Class A, some can provide Class B and Class C students. So it depends on which feeder school are the students came from, and different demographics require different type of treatment, different nurturing, and different strategies on how to teach, on how the students will be able to learn something from FU Diliman. And last factor for our PEST analysis is the technological factor. Number 1, technological factor is the innovation of teaching styles. Teachers nowadays are very innovative when it comes to their styles of teaching inside and outside the classroom. There are a lot of styles already, which is not limited to face-to-face and classroom style. Teaching can already be delivered online, can already be delivered using activities, using immersions, using practical examples, etc. So, FU Diliman must be able to cope up with these innovations of teaching styles, and the teacher should also be able to cope up with these. And next technological factor is the advancement of information systems, specifically for school operations. Examples are SERP, or the School Enterprise Resource Planning System, and the Learning Management System. So there are a lot of, with the advancement of technology nowadays, there are a lot of systems that can be used for number 1, for the school operations, for management of the schools, for example of operations for cashiering, enrollment system, payments, curriculum designs, scheduling, etc. And then next is the LMS, or technologies for learning. The technologies that can be used for learning, such as the Moodle or Henyo, what else? Brightspace, and etc. There are a lot of tools that can be used now in learning. So the school must be able to cope up also with these changes and with these advancements. So nowadays, it's a trend anymore to not use manual systems. Information systems have becoming a trend in different operations in companies and other institutions. So the school must be able to cope up with these advancements. The school must be open in these changes, and also the school must be creative enough and innovative enough to accept these technological factors that can greatly affect the company or the institution. It can affect the institution in a better way or in a bad way. So the institution should be able to discern or assess these technological advancements, if these will be helpful to their operations or not. So these are the 4 PEST analysis, namely political, economical, sociocultural, and technological factors of FU Diliman. And these are the things that can be used in designing the strategies and action plans for the company in order to improve more, to make FU Diliman a better institution for the students and also for its employees. Thank you very much.
Next is gap analysis. When we say gap analysis, these are the internal evaluation to identify the performance deficiencies, often done to reach short-term goals and can be very simple target towards fine-tuning one process. Now let us have several objectives in FEU Diliman. 1. Revise the enhanced all senior high school syllabus by the end of each semesters. Now their performance indicators is 100% revised and enhanced senior high school course syllabus by the end of 2016. One of their strategies are orientations of course, subject coordinators and teachers, seminar workshop for teachers, coordinators on 21st century skills, presentation and critiquing of new syllabus and submission of new syllabus. Next objectives is develop a holistic English, science, and math-focused curriculum. Now, their performance indicators is 95% admission in top of HAI or the higher education institution. Strategies are develop mentoring programs in math and science and English, teachers training, develop intervention program. Next objectives is 100% implementation LMS or the Moodle to all programs in the next 5 years. Now their performance indicators is 100% Moodle integration in all courses. Their strategies to do this is faculty Moodle training, course development training, courseware development training, and student Moodle training. Next objectives is develop an OBE syllabi for all programs in 2016-2017 for full implementation of the school year 2018-2019. Now, their performance indicators is completed OBE syllabi for all courses. Strategies are seminar on OBE syllabi writing, consultation with the industry partners, syllabus development. Next objectives is a new curriculum for 2018-2019 in line with the K-12 implementation. This was the CHED memo of current offerings. Now, their performance indicators is complete curriculum for 2017-2018. Now, their strategies are coordination with CHED with regards to the CHED memo on new curriculum for all programs, consultation meeting with the concerned departments and offices, that will be internal, and for the external, consultation meeting with the industry linkages and regulatory bodies. Aside from that, additions of Korean, Chinese, Nihongo language in foreign language courses, integrated business and IT courses for all programs. Another objective is systematically monitor, record, and monthly evaluate of all the department activities and programs to prepare for PAASCO accreditation. Their performance indicators in this objective is systematic evaluation of all activities and programs. Strategies are distributions of evaluation forms for activities and programs, indication of recommendation to improve activities and programs, inclusion of compliance in submissions of evaluations of programs and activities in the teacher's performance rating instrument, and monthly subject area reports. Another objective is delivery of personal administration service through implementation of plans and programs, structures and strategies on compensation and benefits, timekeeping, recruitment and selection, employee and labor relations, learning and development and performance management to maintain operational efficiency and positive work environment. Now, their performance indicators for their objective is 100% of manpower requisitions are filled up, 80% of the faculty with MA or MS degree aligned to the field of specialization, 100% of bed faculty are let passers. Now, their strategy is online job posting to have wide pool of candidates, develop network connection with other HR practitioners in education institution, members in HR organization affiliation, implement policies and on educational benefit, and subsidize 50% of the BTF to encourage employees to pursue higher education. Another objective is establish business and IT incubators for 2018. Now, their performance indicators is business and IT incubators in place. Strategies are planning and implementation, development of policy, preparation of incubator rooms. Last objectives is improve network topology and increase bandwidth. Now, the performance indicators, of course, is increase the bandwidth. Strategies are increase the bandwidth to 100% to support the SERP or the enrollment and accounting system, learning management system, and different department and offices with the internet connection.